Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grumpy Snail podcast with your host, me, the uncancelable Prince of the Punks, Jonathan Snyder. And we're back. I thought I would change the camera up a little bit, playing around with the setup here, and we'll just see how it goes. If you notice, maybe you've noticed the audio. The audio's back. We got everything fixed. We're like batting 1,000 here, getting everything put together and set up, and all my other stuff. I got so many things happening, so many things going on, so much. Oh, that's not right. See this whole thing? I set this whole thing up, and then it takes so long to set stuff up that when you come back, it's not where it's supposed to be. But before we continue, make sure you click like if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure that you share this video on all your social media if you like and you want other people to hear what I'm saying on here. If you would like to comment in the comment section down below, and if you have a lengthy comment, you can go ahead and send it to our email at grumpysnailpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll, the email is there if you want it, and I got a couple things in there, but we'll get to that at a different point in time. If you missed my video from last week on the 4th of July video that I put up on the podcast here, make sure you go and listen to it. Gotten positive feedback from the people who did listen to it so far. It's timeless message, so go ahead and check that out. If you missed any of my other podcasts, you can check those out. They're all in the video links. You can check those out. Most of them are topical to the day, so it's possible that information has changed at this point. But you can still go listen to them if you want. Also, all the other videos that we're doing, the fixing videos, the Potomac Highlander videos, the short films, the skits, all those things are always there, so you can watch those as well. Trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's it. Before we go ahead and get started with the rest of the video, go ahead and like our sponsor, North Face.
I'm Chris Wright, CEO of Liberty Energy. North Face recently came out against my industry, even refusing to let one of my competitors put their company logo on a North Face jacket. I went through North Face's website of wide-ranging products, and I failed to find a single product that wasn't made out of oil and gas. The great majority of North Face's products, jackets, backpacks, outdoor pants, shirts, shoes, hats, etc., are dominantly made out of the oil and gas that we so proudly produce. Globally, 60% of all clothing fibers are made out of oil and gas. For North Face, it is likely 90% or more, simply because they make premium, high-performance products. But our customer relationship goes much further than simply supplying North Face with copious raw material. Their vast manufacturing, distribution, and retailing networks are also large consumers of gasoline, diesel, natural gas, propane, jet fuel, etc. But heck, I could say that about any manufacturing company. Perhaps they went the extra mile with those outdoor natural gas and propane fireplaces at headquarters and the private jet terminal. Again, many others check those boxes. Where North Face does go the extra mile is their focus on the outdoor industry, an industry which only came into existence because of oil and gas. Without the enormous leap in human wealth and health catalyzed by the arrival of oil and gas, there was no spare time or wealth necessary to pursue such luxury endeavors as outdoor sports. Escaping the modern world to the great outdoors typically begins with modern energy and transportation, whether by car, bus, train, or plane. Our outdoor choices keep expanding because we now have all these fabulous outdoor toys made of oil and gas, like skis, snowboards, wakeboards, bikes, kayaks, canoes, sailboats, hot air balloons, climbing gear, ropes, etc. We can spend days in the outdoors with our lightweight backpacks, tents, sleeping bags, cooking with our camp or backpacking stoves. Climbing the world's highest mountains wasn't even imagined before oil and gas, for all the reasons that I've already mentioned. Plus, there is no water high on mountains. Fortunately, we can carry canisters of white gas or other petroleum fuels to melt snow off glaciers for drinking water and cooking, even at 26,000 feet elevation. I could go on and on about the beauty of wilderness, the joy of being in the backcountry, the character-building experiences made possible, the team adventures, and serenity of the great outdoors, all only possible thanks to oil and gas. So North Face is not only an extraordinary customer of the oil and gas industry, they are also a partner with the oil and gas industry in bringing the great outdoors within reach of so many. So thank you, North Face, and you're welcome. Onward and upward.
All right, thank you, North Face. So the go ahead and go over the, I guess, the theme of the podcast today. We've talked about in a past video about the increase in military activity in the South China Sea and with China and Russia, and just the whole general, I don't know, movement to possible war with with China and or Russia. And so I'm not going to really go into that. What we're going to talk about today is possibly the reason why we do not want to go to war with those people, and why if we were to, we probably wouldn't win one. So, let's go on with that. The one of the things that came out through the 4th of July this year was this video by Campus Reform, in which they go out on this campus and ask students if they're embarrassed to be an American, and these are the results.
Hi, I'm Ophelia Jacobson with Campus Reform. Today we're in Washington, D.C. talking with young Americans to see if they're proud to be an American. Do they think that America is the greatest country in this world? And if not, can they name a better country? Let's find out. Are you proud to be an American?
No. I feel embarrassed to be an American every day. I think a lot of things about this country are really embarrassing. Just like, racist history, colonization, even currently, just what's going on with politics and the cops.
Not really in this climate. No, I'm a black person, so obviously I experience a lot of, there's oppression that comes with that.
Not most of the time. I think sometimes it's just a little embarrassing. We claim to support everyone, but we continue to support Israel, which are dislocating quite a few Palestinian people, and that's, it's sad. I don't know.
No. Be proud of what? What is there to be proud about if you're black and being because it's just it's still a lot of stuff that goes on for black people.
I think that's a complicated question for me. I think I think most of the time, no, at least over the past 4 years, it's been tricky to love to be an American.
Halfsies on that.
Partly, because I feel there's certain topics where it's very controversial, but I don't know. I just think that our economy just cares about money and not they're humans, in general.
I wouldn't say that I am as proud as I was, but I would still say there's a little bit of country pride.
Do you think that America is the greatest country in this world?
I think, to be a white person, it's pretty good to live here, but overall, I don't think it's the greatest country in the world.
No.
No.
I feel like the American dream is so sought after that it's not even a thing anymore.
I don't even really think there is an American dream really anymore. I mean, like, I would honestly rather kind of live somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. I'd say that it's like the greatest in like the Olympics, go Olympics.
I don't know. America's not really known for being like the most hospitable place, even though we have a reputation like where it's like you can come here and do what you want to be what you want to be and do what you want to do. It's not really the most welcoming to most people.
Can you name a country that's more welcoming than the United States?
Ooh, not really. I don't really know that. I don't really have that much information.
Can you name a better country than the United States in your opinion?
I'm not sure if I can.
I don't think I can.
I mean, there's probably a really tiny European country that's thriving.
Ooh, good question. Europe?
Europe's not a country.
Well, you get what I'm saying.
Have you ever considered moving to another country?
Oh, absolutely.
I think I had joked about it. Like joked, but was, fully serious. Like, oh, I'm going to move to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person that likes to help people, so I would actually consider going to someplace like with more poverty.
Yeah, probably.
Would you be willing to give up your U.S. citizenship?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that necessary. I mean, I can still take vacations here. Definitely, 100%.
Actually, yeah.
Would you say that a college has helped shape your perception of being not proud to be an American?
I would say yeah, because I went to a HBCU, so yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I went to American, which is an extremely liberal bubble school, so I know it's kind of like lots of liberals just preaching to the choir, but I think I learned a lot that I'm from Georgia, and I would have never learned if I had not taken those classes, just about the way the justice system works and zoning laws and everything else. So I think college opened my eyes to a lot of these things.
Yeah, so there you go. A bunch of college students completely embarrassed to be Americans, but unable to answer simple questions like, if the U.S. is so terrible, what other country would be better? Europe, which that's not a country, that is a continent.
Some people out there in our nation don't have maps.
I mean, these students are people that haven't been anywhere outside of America, so they don't even understand the world. So that's a whole. I know it's just one little college campus in DC, but I mean, this is all across the country. These college campuses are like that, and that's a whole portion of the populace that has no faith in freedom in America. And of course, America does have its issues. The colonization, even though it was colonized by Britain, so we weren't even America then. We were England, a whole other country, and Spain completely conquered the whole entire South American continent. And so, I mean, both of those are European countries, right? Yay, Europe! Not to mention all the nonsense students walking around with their little bags of stuff that they purchased in this capitalist economy that they wouldn't have in other countries. Even though I will have to admit, the economy that we have now really isn't purely capitalist, considering that the government has their hands in everything. So, yeah, it's kind of like catch-22 on that one. But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't give me confidence in our ability to battle, to have some sort of confrontation with China, really, considering, I mean, I bet if you were to take a camera crew and walk around China and say, are you embarrassed to be a Chinese citizen? That none of them, not one of them, not one, I challenge you to find one in one of these street interviews that say, yeah, I'm pretty embarrassed to be a Chinese citizen. Yeah, good luck. So on one front, we have the college indoctrination, right? And it probably wouldn't be as bad if it was just a college indoctrination situation, but it kind of isn't. The whole the whole indoctrination system is kind of really seeped into the entire public school system. And with this push for critical race, applied principles, and the emphasis in diversity, inclusion, and equity, yeah. What do those things spell? Something else, another video that came out, was big news in the internet world, and many of you have seen it. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little clip of it. Here it is. You all know it, you all love it. It's the San Francisco gay choir.
We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep him from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children, we'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protests. Oh, and you'll be disgusted so gross when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight, like information.
Okay, so I'm not going to play this whole nonsense song, but yeah, it's all creepy, and I mean mostly creepy, if nothing else. But definitely pushed a lot of buttons, so much so that they took the video down. But the internet is the internet, and it's there forever. And I man, besides being creepy, I don't think these people understand the words that they speak. I don't think they understand tolerance and fairness, and that it's a two-way street, and indoctrination is bad no matter which way it goes. The point should be to teach people how to think, not what to think. And it's the whole, give a man a fish, eat for a day, but teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever. The government doesn't want that. The government wants to be in control, and therefore all this stuff is seeped into society in which, it's all this indoctrination nonsense. It's just nonsense. It's utter nonsense. So, I mean, how is a society supposed to flourish, especially if being attacked by another country that has over 1 billion people? Yeah. I mean, I guess if you have a really good military, that's good. If you have a good military, which the U.S. has historically had one of the best militaries in words of like training and technology and just a fighting force that cannot be reckoned with. But I think that there may be a problem.
On the issue of critical race theory, etc., I'll obviously have to get much smarter on whatever the theory is. But I do think it's important, actually, for those of us in uniform to be open-minded and be widely read. And the United States Military Academy is a university. And it is important that we train and we understand. And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out. I want to maintain an open mind here, and I do want to analyze it. It's important that we understand that, because our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, they come from the American people. So it is important that the leaders, now and in the future, do understand it. I've read Mao Zedong. I've read Karl Marx. I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist. So what is wrong with understanding, having some situational understanding about the country for which we are here to defend? And I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers, of being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there. That was started at Harvard Law School years ago, and it proposed that there were laws in the United States, antebellum laws prior to the Civil War, that led to a power differential with African Americans that were 3/4 of a human being when this country was formed. And then we had a Civil War and Emancipation Proclamation to change it. And we brought it up to the Civil Rights Act in 1964. It took another 100 years to change that. So look it, I do want to know. And I respect your service, and you and I are both Green Berets. But I want to know. And it matters to our military and the discipline and cohesion of this military.
Yeah, so it appears that the military isn't interested in other countries. They're more focused on fighting American citizens. And, pointing out and basically alienating a whole entire half of a population, calling them such things as white nationalists and terrorists, and also, constantly referring to the things that happened on January 6th, calling it an insurrection, even though, every person that's been arrested isn't being charged with insurrection, which, is a thing that you can charge people with. So, I don't know about that. I do know, however, that there are some shady things going around with the whole riot at the Capitol on January 6th, and those things will definitely come out sooner or later, whether it's through this commission that the Congress is putting together to investigate and basically just try to continuously to paint the former president as the mastermind of the whole thing, instead of actually trying to figure out why there's video footage of Capitol Police letting people into the Capitol building, or why there are all these reports of possible FBI informants and or agents being there. I mean, if they're investigating, if they're infiltrating, if they're watching all these white wing extremist groups, why was there no police force at the Capitol that day? And why did the ones that were there sort of stand down or stand by is the question. So, yeah. So, General Milley, who we just looked at, seems to not be interested in that sort of thing. And I really don't have confidence in the military at all anymore. The guidelines are less restrictive. The training, I don't believe, is emphasizing in the topics that they need to emphasize in. They're all studying white rage. Oh, white rage. What about communist rage? What about that? I don't know. The main thing that worries me is not the indoctrination. Well, I mean, actually, I think that is the main thing that worries me, but something that's really at the head of it all is...
We went for two reasons. One, to bring Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell.
He is the head of the executive branch of government, which is basically in charge of all these government agencies, including the NSA, which, is too busy spying on our own people like Tucker Carlson, and then the whole entire media establishment is too busy talking about how Tucker Carlson is nuts that the NSA is spying on. The NSA is spying on everybody. First of all, the NSA is spying on everybody, and for him to say that they're spying on him this isn't tinfoil hat nonsense, folks. Okay? This is Patriot Act, this is Edward Snowden, this is historical. The government is out there spying on you, okay? I don't know why that was such a, he's crazy Alex Jones now. No. I mean, you all you guys have egg in your face, because it's just the stuff that's coming out now just proves that Tucker Carlson's right about this certain specific thing. So I don't think your propaganda push is working. But really, like I said, Joe Biden just worries me. He just worries me for multiple reasons. I mean, first of all, his policies are just wrecking everything, and they're going to continue to wreck everything. I don't know if you felt the inflation yet, but it's there, and it's coming, and it's going to continue, especially if they continue to print money, which is actually what inflation is just having a larger money supply. So as long as they keep doing that, inflation's, it's going to happen. And there are no benefits except, your debt goes down. Sort of. It doesn't go down, but it's like lesser. Since, there's so much money. But, yeah, other than that, that's it. People keep talking about your pay going up. Well, first of all, my pay's not going up. And second of all, even if your pay goes up, it doesn't matter, because you're paying more for everything that you purchase. And not only that, but the more you get paid, the higher your tax bracket is. So your purchasing power is lower as well. So, it's a complete non-starter. There's no benefit. There's no benefit whatsoever. And Joe Biden is too busy trying to fight a war with citizens and just nonsense things. Like back when he missile bombed Syria again. He did it again for the second time. He's been in office for 6 months. He's bombed Syria twice and Iraq as well, with no declaration of war, which only can be done by Congress. And nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. It's just self-defense. Self-defense? We're in their country. What do you mean self-defense? That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. And yeah, I can't go after Joe Biden without mentioning Donald Trump. He did the exact same thing. Launched missiles into Syria. It's so much. It's like every single president we have should be in jail or prison for war crimes. It's ridiculous. And yeah, he says this stuff about pulling the troops out of Afghanistan in this clip here.
The second reason was to eliminate Al-Qaeda's capacity to deal with more attacks in the United States from that territory. We accomplished both of those objectives, period. That's what I believed from the beginning, why we should be and why we should have gone to Afghanistan. That job had been over for some time. And that's why I believe that this is the right decision and, quite frankly, overdue.
So yeah, that's the situation we're in, and it's unfortunate for us, I guess, for us that care. Those college students don't care because America is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to all Americans. If you want to call yourself an American, then just yeah. Well. Those are things that I want you to think about as we continue to trudge forward in this in this nasty situation that we're in. Beware the Delta variant and the Lambda variant. I don't know how they jumped from Delta to Lambda. There's a lot of letters in between those. But I guess there's a lot of variants out there that you got to watch out for. All I want you to do is to critically think. No matter where you get your information from, just think. Don't rush in with any immediate judgments. Just think. Pause and think about what are they trying to get you to do? What are they actually telling you? What is the point of all this? And that's where I'm going to leave you on this podcast. I have a few videos coming. I'm going to drop them this week. I have a vlog from the 4th of July that I shot. And also I have a little bit of 4th of July drone footage that I shot. And I'm going to put both of those up in 2 separate videos. They're going to be posted at the same time on Wednesday at our same time, 12 p.m. Make sure you check those videos out. Make sure you check all my videos out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Godspeed.